Holy Spirit,
They better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey.
Let's go.
They say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need, and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible, but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit, activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way? So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot.
Hold
on. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey.
Activate. Let's go.
They say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need, and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible, but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit, activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way? So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot.
Hold
on. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey.
Let's go.
They say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need, and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible, but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit, activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way? So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot.
Hold
on. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey.
Let's go.
They say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need, and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible, but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit, activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way? So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are back like we never left. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. So, Sean Combs, I know you're watching me. Okay. And I just want you to know that I don't have a record contract with you. You don't have any of my publishing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You didn't take me for my man, and he can't do anything about it. You didn't do any of those things. So, me no care. Me no care. Me no care. You're gross. And we're gonna keep popping you because that's what we do. Okay. So you and bad boys. Okay. Yeah. So the title says Proof Diddy burst Cassie lip and sent her to Dubai to heal. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into Cassie lawsuit detailed breakdown. Okay. So now we're not going to cover the whole lawsuit because I feel like it's already been done like 50,000 times, probably already. So we're going to just get into the part of the lawsuit to where I can show you other things so that I can kind of like show you what she's talking about, like in ways and whatnot. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to do that until we get bored, I guess. Because, well, we're going to have fun because we always have fun because it just is what it is. But at the same time, this is a serious topic. And so please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. Okay, without holding you any further, we're going to jump right into some stuff. So I say Cassie revisited is my thing because we've touched on a lot of these things before. One of the things that has been resurfacing that a lot of people are paying attention to is this. Let me pull this on. So Cassie, okay, years ago, says get well soon. Cassie suffers busted lip and banged up head following ATV accident in Dubai. Okay. Cassie, where her bad boy songstress Cassie recently took her talents to Dubai and had a little too much fun while riding an ATV through the sandy wilderness. Okay. Diddy's banging little boo thing suffered a few scrapes and bruises during her ride, but she was still all smiles after the fact and even took to Instagram with a close-up photo of her injuries. We're sure Diddy, okay, will take great care of her when she gets back to NYC. Okay. Now, the problem with this is she already had the injuries before she went to Dubai. Okay. See, this is where we're running into a problem with this story, right? Because the injuries were there before she got there. Okay. The injuries were not sustained there. Okay. And how I know that? Let me pull this up because you know I'm nosy. Cassie has a busted lip after getting in a fight with her ATV. Okay. Cassie had maybe too much fun vacationing in Dubai. Diddy's girl caused her fans to worry after posting a picture of her hosting a busted lip on her face and a band-aid on her forehead. She uploaded the wounded image to her Instagram with the caption, new hashtag Ray-Bans, on my way home, hashtag too much fun, hashtag Dubai. From first glance, it appears someone had put their hands on the model. Why would it look that way? Is it because it was that way? Yeah. She went to the hospital in the United States before she had went to Dubai. Okay. Okay. But when she went to the hospital, it wasn't for her injuries. It wasn't for what had happened to her. It was for other things. So when she went to Dubai is when she got, when she actually got medical treatment for whatever her injuries was. Because when she came back home early because I'm assuming Diddy told her to. Okay. Because Diddy sent her there in the first place due to her injuries. Okay. So when people are like, oh, where's Cassie? And stuff like that. Oh, she's in Dubai. People aren't going to bat it like, oh, okay. Oh, she's on business in Dubai, or she's just in Dubai, or, went with some friends to Dubai and whatnot. So most people aren't going to think too much of that. But knowing what she looked like, knowing that she had injuries and whatnot in Dubai, I feel like people would have, felt differently. And that's the people that care about Cassie, not the people that know what Diddy's doing to her. So the people that know what's going on and have seen Diddy put his hands on Cassie and whatnot, none of those people are going to necessarily wonder, like why Cassie is in Dubai and stuff like that. They probably got a good idea already. But for the people that care about her, like her parents and and stuff like that, they are going to want to know where their daughter is, and stuff like that. And when they're reaching out to her, they're going to be able to get in contact with her. When they want to see her, they're going to want to be able to do that. And Cassie is close to her mom. So with her being, parents, but more so closer to her mom, really close with her mom. So, and she's not going to be able to stay away from her mom for an extended amount of time and her mom not be worried. I mean, when you're close to someone, you see them and you see them often. So for her mom to just not see her, there's going to be you need a good reason for that. It's like in the movie Twilight when she became a vampire and they told the daddy that she was still alive. Jake didn't tell him that she passed. He said that she was fine. So of course he was going to want to see her. Like, no, you're not going to tell me I haven't seen my daughter, and now you're going to tell me that she's at this house, but I need to wait. No. I'm going to go see my kid immediately. So he needed a reason. So this is what he did. He did what he did to her, and he sent her to Dubai so that she could heal. Okay, heal away from the private or public eye, and whatnot, so that they don't know what happened to her. So with Cassie leaving early and coming back, because remember the reason why these photos. Hold on, let me pull up the photo. I thought there was a picture of it on here. The reason why Cassie put up these images, from what I'm gathering, is because the reason why I feel like Cassie put up the images of her face being busted up and all of that is because when she got back to the States, people needed to know why her face looked how it looked. So it was more so doing it on a public scale than doing it on a, everybody's finding out like, oh my God, Cassie's just walking around with her lip busted, when I was like, no, make this public. So when you get back and people see the condition that your face and your body is in, they know why. They know you allegedly. Let me pull these pictures up. Viewer discretion and trigger warning. Okay, with this picture of Cassie that I'm going to pull up right now. Yeah. So with this photo, Cassie, she made this public so that when she got back, okay, people knew when they saw her, like, oh, okay, she crashed an ATV, while she was on vacation in Dubai. And as you see with her glasses are busted up. Okay. This didn't have nothing to do with that ATV, nothing to do with that at all. I feel like she just crushed her glasses, just like stepped on them, or something like that. Because if you look at where the glasses are burst or, are messed up, which is on the, depending on what side of the camera you're on the right lens, the injury is on to her forehead is on the opposite side. So I don't believe, because I've seen people posting these glasses and saying like, oh, he hit her. It doesn't. No, I think that she just crushed him like on her own, like stepped on him or something. Because again, if he would have hit her on that side of her face, that clearly is where the injury would be. It wouldn't be on the opposite side. I mean, you would have to have a really big fist in order for something like that to be. So I believe that she just maybe like throwing around and crushed him, or took something and hit him with it, and whatnot, and made it seem as if like, hey, I fell off an ATV. Victims do this all the time to protect the person that they are with out of fear. The majority of the time, it's definitely out of fear, but they protect them all the time. When it's no different than the excuse, oh, I bumped it, opening up the cupboard, or I tripped down the stairs, or I walked into the door. Those excuses, it's the same thing. is what this gives me, is that these injuries, because again, if you look on the side where the glasses are broken, it's still, even the injury to her lip is on the opposite side. So, like, you know, those injuries were inflicted due to someone physically harming her. It was not an ATV accident. And the reason how I know for a fact, Diddy, stop playing with me. You want to know how I know for a fact that it wasn't the ATV Diddy? It's because Cassie made sure to put up pictures of her on the ATV, because there's pictures of Cassie on the ATV. Hold on, let me pull that up too. Hold on, let me pull that up too. Pull that up as well. There are pictures of Cassie. Let me pull this up as well. I wanted you to show you this, because this is definitely evidence as well. Before I even pull up the ATV evidence, let's pull this evidence up, because this is the same situation. The same situation. Now, if you pay attention to this picture over to the right of Cassie with the head wrap on, because she's in Dubai. This is a picture of her in Dubai. Okay. Cassie never showed her face. Cassie didn't show her face. So when you see the picture to the side, which is here, Cassie didn't show her face until after she stated the ATV accident. So all the pictures Cassie posted in Dubai, she had a head wrap on. All of the pictures she posted. All of them. Now, this is when she was riding, okay? Right, because she has the same head wrap on while she's riding the ATV. So while she's riding the ATV with the same head wrap on, she never shows a picture of her face. All you get is these pictures of her face being covered, even forehead, all of that. So how can you tell that none of these injuries happened before the ATV? There's no proof that she didn't come to Dubai this way. There's no proof. Because the whole time she was there, as beautiful as Cassie is, she kept her face covered. The whole time. Fact. That's why she deleted the pictures off of her Instagram, because Diddy probably made her. But because if you pay attention, honestly, no bull, she does not show any pictures of her prior to the ATV. So she don't show no pictures of her landing in Dubai or on a plane or hanging out at the hotel or wherever. She don't show no pictures of nothing. This is the first time you see her, is when she goes on the ATV. But you don't see her face prior. So there's no proof that she did not come that way. Where's Diddy's proof that she didn't come there hurt, that she got injured there? There is no proof, because it happened before she got there. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. And not only that, there's more. Where is that picture? Hold on, I'm going to pull that up too, because there's pictures of Cassie. I should have had this done before, but it's just so much information. Right here. So here's a picture that Cassie posted, okay, of her on the ATV, right? Now, if you look, hold on a second. Do they make it bigger? Because I want to make it bigger so you can see. Okay, or not. Okay. So with Cassie, because then I might let me make it bigger. It's annoying me. So with Cassie, anyways, on the ATV, which you see that she's on it, she does have a little part of her face showing, but it's at the bottom, like around her mouth area on the ATV while she has her hand in the air. Then on the other picture below, her face is forward. Okay, so again, you do not see her face. Now, Cassie shows the injuries, as you see, you're looking on the screen, You see Cassie's injuries, her forehead, the lip, and she's showing you the glasses, right? Again, look back at the ATVs. Now, why would Cassie show you the ATVs while she was riding them? Again, at this point in time, where her having fun on the ATV, she did not crash, she did not injure herself, none of that stuff. The ATV is fine. Okay. She shows you her riding them, but she does not show you the ATV that when it crashed. Where it crashed, how it looked when it crashed. She doesn't show you that. Like the picture of it like tipped over or however. You don't see that. So why would she show why would she show herself on it? Probable cause. So because you saw a picture with her on it. So of course she crashed and all of that. Well, she could at least take a picture. You would think, you would think either they would take a picture, of it, if you're taking a picture with you riding it. Why wouldn't you take a picture that you crashed it if you're going to show your injuries? Why not show that you actually crashed the ATV? Where did you crash it? Did you crash into something? Did it tip over? None of that was explained. None of that was explained. It was just Cassie tipped over. And this wasn't news. One, this was in Dubai. So it wasn't like it was here in America. This wasn't news. They wanted it to be. Diddy wanted this out there. So when Cassie got back to the States, no one questioned her appearance and why she looked the way that she looked and why she was all bruised and battered. People were like, oh, ATV accident. Oh, it's online. Yeah, girls, Twitter, girls. This. So I'm just saying, as far as I'm concerned, those are injuries she sustained because of Diddy. As far as I'm concerned. So for people to say, oh, the glasses and all of that, no, I feel like she crushed those glasses on her own. If she was going to do it the right way, she would have crushed them on the side to where the injury was. Because the injuries are on this side, the forehead injury and the lip injury. They're on one side of her face. Why is the glasses being shattered? The sunglasses shattered on the other side. The side where the damage is on her face, there's no damage to the sunglasses. That's why it gives that it's like inflicted, like they did because they did it on the wrong side, not paying attention and did it on the wrong side. Mm-hmm. So let's keep going. Let's read into this a little bit more. That's why I said it looked like she did that herself because it's not even on the same side of the injuries. Like, why did everything get injured but that side of the sunglasses? Your face got injured, everything got injured over here. But this part of the sunglasses are fine where the injuries are, and this side is shattered. What? It doesn't make sense. I'm no cop or anything like that, but I'm just saying that doesn't make sense. So it's a little weird, a lot of weird. Let's get into what Cassie had to say, about these things then before she came forward with her truth. Let's get into what Cassie said. No, we don't want that. No, we don't want that. We want this. We want this. So let's keep reading to what Cassie actually said. Where's that? I just want to read what she said. Okay, right here. So she says, only real casualty of the four-wheeler mishap was the shattered Ray-Bans. So it's understandable that she was still all smiles, even with her tattered lip. However, don't hold your breath wondering if she'll brush herself off and try again. She uploaded a picture of her ruined sunglasses and captioned, "Never again, because I love my mommy." People stating that is about her saying she's never getting on a four-wheeler again or ATV again. No. I believe Cassie says that she would never again, meaning because she loves her mommy, what Diddy did. Not riding the ATV. Diddy. Okay. And the reason why I say her mom is why she was saying that is because, hold on. Oh, it's coming over the seat. Coming over the seat. Because she didn't explain the situation. She just said never again, because I love my mommy. So I believe she's referring to what happened to her, that she loves her mommy. Because let's get into this. Where is that? Isn't this? Yeah, because you know, where is it? Boom, I think it's right here. I think it's right here. I hope it's right. Whatever, I'll just... Okay, because I believe it's in the timeline. Okay. Okay, right here. So August 2016, more burqa rumors emerged following an argument. Okay, this is about Diddy and Cassie. The pair made headlines in August 2016 when TMZ reported that they got into an argument while driving through Los Angeles, with Diddy taking Cassie's phone and leaving the vehicle. Per the report, the rapper later returned home to give her the phone back. According to TMZ, Cassie's mother called the police over the incident, resulting in a incident report being written by authorities. So again, Cassie's mother, okay, her mama, okay, make that bigger so you can see that her mother called the police on Diddy. Her mom, okay, and I don't think it's because he took her phone, okay. That's not the reason. I can promise you, because Diddy get a phone back. Diddy get a phone back. So I believe her mother knew, her being that close to her mom, she know, not her mom, I don't think her mom knew everything, but her mom knew a lot. Her mom knew a lot. And went into protective mode, probably, you know, heard her daughter scream something that made her feel like she needed to call the police. So, and she did. She called the police, and a domestic was written, a report was written, but it's like it just disappeared. It's like, where did it even go? And then it didn't really even list what happened. So you can definitely tell that Diddy has a lot of people in his pocket. He's a very powerful person, to be able to get something like that swept underneath the rug before media outlets and stuff like that, like this lawsuit, get a hold of it, and it blows up and turns into something much bigger than what you wanted it to be. So I feel that when Cassie says, never again because I love my mother, I don't feel like she was talking about getting on an ATV. I feel like she's talking about this because her mom knew about it and knows about it, you know, and whatnot. So yeah, I think just at the time, since Cassie was pushing it, that it was an accident on the ATV. That's what made people draw that conclusion, because it's just because there was only one other conclusion, which is that he put his hands on her. Okay, which is that he put his hands on her. All right, and he would literally do the same thing to Kim Porter. Hold on. We get into this receipt, and then we're going to move on into the next part of this Cassie part. But let me pull up this receipt too, because you know I like to deal in receipts. So I know Diddy was putting his hands on Kim Porter. I know he was. Make sure I have that right. We know it. There's witnesses. So let's get into the witnesses. Let me pull this up really quick. I don't know why my computer's like trying me right now. It's trying me right now. But I'm going to pull this up, this quick clip. We're going to listen to it. And then we're going to move into the next segment. I know that he was putting his hands on Kim Porter because... Sorry, I just like to deal in receipts because, you know, people swear like, oh, you're just saying this, you're just saying this, you're just saying this. No. So I said, if you do your research, you'll find out a lot of stuff. You'll find out a lot of things. Let's get into this. In resurfaced clip, Diddy's ex-bodyguard claims Mogul once attacked Kim Porter and him in the wrist with a corkscrew. Shout out to Gene Deal, who was a verified source. A verified source, okay? That... sorry, that absolutely worked with Diddy, a verified source that saw this with his own, witnessed what so let's get into this.
Love, and he got a song on there called Kim Porter. How you feel about that?
I think that's probably a great thing to do. You know what I'm saying? To honor the person that you said you love, to honor the woman who gave you a scar on your wrist for the rest of your life that you could always look at and remember. You know what I'm saying? So if he put that song out there to her, I guess he wanted to honor her. But he gonna always remember her. Kim was who Kim was. And then if he ever try to forget her, all he had to do is look at his wrist.
What you mean by that when you say that, Kim Porter gave Puffy a scar?
When they were at home at Kim's house on 110th Street, he wanted to, put his hands on her in the wrong way. And Kim took one of those corkscrews and ripped his wrist up and hit an artery. And when she did that, he had to rush over to St. Luke's Hospital. I met him over there to the hospital. It was me, him, and Kim in the hospital when he was bleeding like crazy. And that was the beginning of him. And that's the first thing I knew about people getting hooked on opioids. You know what I'm saying? And that was from that accident. Oh, that was from the incident with him and Kim when she wasn't going to take that ass whooping, and she got him off of him the best way she could.
Right. From your
So yeah, no one has to lie on him. He's no one to lie on. Again, Gene was there. There's nothing to lie about. He was definitely putting his hands on him. And Kim felt the need to defend herself, and she did just that. And good for her. God rest her soul. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. So, McGrew, almost 1,300 people in the building. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Let's try to get 1,000 likes while we're live. 1,000 live likes, please. Please. So let's get into. Let me pull up this video. There's another video that's resurfacing of Diddy and Cassie. Okay. I want y'all to listen to how he's talking to her. And I want you to pay attention while she's on the ground. That she is basically completely and utterly wants nothing to do with him. This video gives he did something to her, and he's trying to get her up and about and whatnot. Because I feel like she was faking this if something was wrong with her, just because she just get away from me. It's like how she felt. And then he was like, he even says that it's starting to get weird. Starting to look weird. No. It's starting to look as if she don't want nothing to do with you. Like she just wants you to get, like you repulse her. You did something to her, and now you're trying to make up for it, and she don't want you to. She just wants you to just get away from her. Okay, so let's get into this video.
What you gotta say now? You ain't got shit to say. When you put your girl on the snap, baby, yo, babe. I mean, shit getting weird. Come on, baby. It's hot outside. You fucking wrapped up in that blanket. Let's go jog on the beach. What you gotta say now? You ain't got shit to say. When you put your girl on the snap, baby, yo, babe. I mean, shit getting weird. Come on, baby. It's hot outside. You fucking wrapped up in. What you gotta say now? You ain't got shit to say. What you gotta say now? You ain't got shit to say.
Now notice Cassie on the floor. Notice her. She's wrapped up in a blanket. She doesn't want to come out the blanket, as if she doesn't want to be seen. She just wants him to go away. And either, oh, you get weird. No, get away from her. Like it's what it's giving. Literally, she's giving like, get away from me. That's all she wants. It's just for him to get away from her. That's it. That's it. Just get away from me. She's curled up, completely underneath the blanket. You're talking about when you put your girl on Snap, you force her on Snap, and she don't want to be near you, bother you. She's afraid, and since I'm putting you on camera, you know that you're safe. Like, you don't have to worry about me doing anything to you. I'm gonna look here. Let me put you. Make it public so you know I ain't gonna do nothing to you. Come on, let's go for a run. Let's go for a walk. She like, just get away from me. That's all it's given. And there's a longer video. This video is longer. But yeah, so yeah, it very so much gives I own you. Like, get up, whatnot. Like, if the woman don't want to be bothered, just leave her alone. Just leave her alone. But when something you view it as your property, you're not going to leave it alone until it does what you want it to do. But yeah, so I definitely feel like, looking at these things in hindsight, it's just like, wow, you understand a lot more. So let's pull up Cassie's lawsuit, whatever that is. Okay. Let me pull this up. Okay, so we're going to pull up her lawsuit right now, and we're going to skip a lot of it. We're going to, sorry, just because it's been talked about so much. It's been talked about so much. I know I have it. I saved it. Here it is. Okay, let me pull this here on up. We're going to skip a lot of it, but okay. So I guess it doesn't want to share with you guys. Weird. Okay. All right. Sorry. Technical difficulties. So we're going to read from where it says factual, because I like facts. The rest of it, I'm not going to say it's speculation, but it's more so she's going to have to prove it. They're from the proof me say, I don't know why I won't let me share it. That is so weird. Why won't let me share it? All right, anyways, I'm just gonna start reading it because it's annoying me, and I have other things to pull up anyway. So I'll just do that. So let's get into all righty. Now, Cassie met Diddy in 2005, originally. Technically, I believe it was like 2004. But in 2005, for sure, is when they met because they started working together after that. And that's when Cassie was signed to Bad Boy Records, so we know all that good stuff. So the factual allegations: teenaged Miss Ventura meets middle-aged Mr. Combs as her career begins. Now, Miss Ventura met Mr. Combs in late 2005 or early 2006. After Mr. Combs heard Mrs. Ventura's single playing in a club and expressed interest in signing her to his label Bad Boy Records. Now, when that song was playing, this is, I'm going to pull this up because like I said, I got a lot to pull up. So bear with me, but it'll all make sense. It'll all make sense. So I'm going to pull this up. So he heard Cassie's song, Me and You. The song Me and You is not a Bad Boy song, okay? That song was written by this man right here, Ryan Leslie, who was dating Cassie at the time, okay? So Cassie and Ryan Leslie were dating upon meeting, Cassie meeting Diddy, right? So this was her boyfriend. When she states in this lawsuit about her boyfriend, this is who she's talking about. She's talking about Ryan Leslie, a producer. So he got her the song It's Me and You, produced it, you know, and all that good stuff. And it was a hit. Diddy heard it in the club and reached out and wanted to sign Cassie. So that's what happened. He got in contact with her and her team, and whatnot, even Ryan, because again, Ryan was the producer, and all of that. And Cassie got signed to Bad Boy Records. And right after she got signed to Bad Boy Records, he got rid of Ryan immediately. After that, he bought the record, Me and You, and put a little EP together for her just because he wanted to date her. Diddy could have cared less about that song, although it was a hit. You know, it was a hit song, but he had his eye on her. I feel like he heard the song and then they showed him who sings it, and he like, oh, word, that's her? Oh, okay. And I feel like that's really what made him want to sign her after seeing her. I think he liked the song, but because Diddy did change things of the song. When Cassie first came out with Me and You, it sounds different from when Diddy did it. Diddy made it cleaner. He made the beat cleaner, you know, and all of that sort of like the that was Diddy's idea, you know, to change, you know, certain things about the track. So he did, like, Diddy like made the song way better. I will say that he made it way better than what it was originally. Like the rough cut of it that Ryan had did of it. I mean, it was cool, but it could use work. And Diddy, he do know music. I will give him that. No different than Robert Sylvester. They know music. Maybe horrible people, evil people, but they know, they got an ear for music. So after that, so when they met, this is who she was dating. So I'll leave them on the screen while I read this. So Miss Ventura met Mr. Combs in late 2005 or early 2006 after Mr. Combs heard Mrs. Ventura's first single playing in the club and expressed interest in signing her to his label, Bad Boy Records. At the time, Mrs. Ventura was 19 years old and Mr. Combs was 37. Within months, in February 2006, Mrs. Ventura signed a 10-album deal with Mr. Combs Records. So with Bad Boy Records, Cassie signed a 10-album deal. She barely came out with one. He signed her to that 10-album deal to control her. So you can't go nowhere until I get 10 albums. Now, this isn't signed by years. This is according to albums. So basically, if you drop 10 albums in 10 years, then in 10 years you're gone. Or if you drop 10 albums in, 5 years or, or whatever, then you're gone. It's kind of like Megan Thee Stallion, the deal that she had with Carl Crawford. It was signed by album. It wasn't signed by year, like you're signed here for 5 years or you're signed here for 10 years. Or no, it's an album contract. So, and that's usually for big stars. Cassie was not a big star. So to try to sign someone with a decent sound to a 10-album deal, that don't even make sense. Because again, it's called, the thing is called one hit wonder. So a label is not going to put that much energy behind somebody with one hit. Now, if you got a hit and then you already got another one that's climbing up the charts or something like that, then okay, you may be more priority for the label, but they're not about to put a ton of money into you until you're selling things. Like you gotta, give them a reason to do that. And one hit record is not going to do that. It is not. So he was signing her to that 10-album deal to trap her and control her so that she couldn't go nowhere else. Because until that deal is fulfilled, he will reap the benefits of everything she do. So it's like, well, what's the point of going to another record label or signing another contract? Because most labels aren't going to buy you out of a 10-album contract. Because the label is still responsible too, because then whatever else you do after that, they can be sued or they could get garnished like a profit from the same thing, like they get a cut of everything that you're doing over there. So it's like, and you're paying double bubble, You know, so you're really not going to clear anything. So it's better for the label to just buy you out of the contract or get you out of the contract so they can have their own with you instead of having to abide by other people's rules when they have their own rules for their own label. So he was doing it to trap her so that she wouldn't go anywhere. But at this time, she's 19, young and impressionable. This is Diddy, you know, and all of this. So it's just like, I completely get it. It's like, oh my God, like you believe in me that much that you wanted me to do 10 albums for Bad Boy, you know, whether she's excited, you know, it's like, you know, so, and people sign bad deals. The advances and things, remember, didn't come until after. So it's not like he was doing these things to her and then put a record contract in front of her. No, he did it after he trapped her. Part of the intimidation tactic is by trapping her to making her feel like you have no way out. You know, I run you, I own you, you know, type of situation. So, as far as I'm concerned, no. As far as I know, no. Cassie does not have her publishing. As from what I know, don't quote me on that, but from what I know, no. Her, B5, and there's a couple other artists, not a couple, a lot of other artists that did not get. There were selected artists that have their publishing back right now, and then there's some artists that still do not. So yeah, and after this, I highly doubt if she ever sees it. I mean, yeah, after this lawsuit, I doubt it. So within months, in February 2006, Miss Ventura signed a 10-album deal with Mr. Combs' record label. Mrs. Ventura's first album, Cassie, was released in August 2006, debuting at number 4 on the US Billboard 200. To promote the album, Miss Ventura made television appearances on MTV's TRL, BET's 106 & Park. Miss Ventura suffered from significant performance anxiety during these appearances, and press outlets were highly critical of Mrs. Ventura's performances on these shows. Now, that is 100% true. I don't know if y'all remember back in the day, but when Cassie first performed, she was dry. And she was dry. She didn't have no stage presence. When she got on stage, it was real just, I love you on the way down. I get you right where you like it. It was real dry. It was real dry. She was real dry when she first started. So people were very critical. They dogged Cassie with her performing when she was bad. It was, she got better, but she was bad. Oh yeah, BET, we talked about her like a dog. Cassie, we did. Oh, we got Cassie girl. Oh, we used to roast you. Oh, she was so lucky that it was like memes and stuff back then. Because oh yeah, she would have been so many different memes. Her choreography was dry. And she was lip syncing. That was another thing. That was another big thing. People was clowning her because she was lip syncing, and the song don't take vocals. So that's another reason why people were really coming after her back then. So that is true. She was dogged. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. People, yeah, I would agree with her. They were very critical of her. Okay, we gotta go down some more. Sorry. Mr. Combs, however, sought to rehabilitate his newly signed talent, telling MTV News, Diddy's quote, "You could hear the nervousness in her voice. And to be honest, I kind of smile at it because it made me really appreciate what I really love about her. She's a regular person. It just made me appreciate that she got nervous and it was kind of cute to me." To be honest, you got to understand that success for her is coming out of nowhere. It's just so huge, and sometimes everybody handles it differently. Then it says, while clearly paternalistic in noting that it was cute to him how regular Miss Ventura appeared, Mr. Combs' comments rang true to some extent. Upon signing with Bad Boy Records, Miss Ventura was quickly thrust into the spotlight and was unfamiliar with how to navigate her new celebrity status, which is absolutely true. It's going to be with anybody. It's going to be hard for you to figure out what way to go, who to hang with, who not to hang with, what to wear, what not to wear, who to be around, who not. You know, that stuff takes time. But Diddy was supposed to be like a parent to her. You know, he was supposed to be guiding her, not being her. So, and that's how she looked at Diddy. She was not attracted to Diddy at all. She was attracted to Ryan. She was attracted to her boyfriend. And there's some red flags there too. Ryan met Cassie under the age of 18. Okay. So only Cassie and Ryan know when they started dating, but Ryan is significantly older than Cassie too. Like he's older than her. So that was why they kept their relationship on the hush hush, because no one knew that they were dating besides people like around them. They weren't a public relationship. They weren't hiding it either. So they weren't hiding it. They just wasn't, like in magazines, and Cassie's like, yeah, my boyfriend Ryan, and Ryan in the magazines talking about my girlfriend Cassie. Like, no, they were dating. So with them dating, Diddy knew that they were. Okay. And we're not about to play and act like, hold on, I'll keep the receipt. Hold on, working with a mouse. Hold on. We're not about to make a scene. Diddy, please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Diddy, you're not about to sit here and act like you ain't know they was going together. You not about to sit here and act like this ain't you in this picture. With Cassie dancing next to her boyfriend. That is you on the mic, Cassie standing next to her man, Ryan Leslie. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Yes, Ryan is 8 years older than Cassie. Correct. Correct. And he met her under the age of, I would say this, he met her under the age of 16. He didn't meet her at 17, 18. He didn't. He was still well into his 20s. So, but yes. So Diddy absolutely knew they were together. So he cannot even make it seem like he didn't know they was together. You absolutely knew. Yeah, absolutely. That's you with the microphone with the couple. Ryan standing next to his girlfriend, and she's standing next to her boyfriend, and you're standing next to a couple. Ryan made the song Me and You. That's him. For his girlfriend, Cassie. So let's not do that. Let's not do that, Diddy. Let's not do that. That is not me. Who is this? That's teenage Cassie. She was 19 with her boyfriend. Okay? Who was 27, 28 at the time. Him at 30. Okay? That's what that were. And that's why allegedly he was keeping it under wraps. And that's why allegedly Diddy stole his computer, because Diddy wanted the proof that Ryan knew her and was sleeping with her allegedly before the age of 18. So around 15, 16 years old, allegedly. He was 20-something years old, sleeping with her. And Ryan's computer came up missing. And when that computer came up missing because Diddy wanted that computer. Because there was pictures in there to prove that Ryan was sleeping with Cassie underage. Allegedly. That's why Ryan's computer came up. Ryan Leslie's computer came up missing. And that's allegedly when Diddy blackballed and blackmailed him from mainstream. Mm-hmm. He used it as blackmail so that he would stay away from Cassie. Okay? Because Cassie was still with Ryan. Ryan left Cassie. He left Cassie because Diddy made him. Diddy made him leave Cassie. He didn't have a choice. Diddy made it to where it's either you stay with her and go to jail, or just go to jail. Because either way, you're going to jail. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to handle you. You ain't got to worry about it. I'm going to take care of you. Mm-hmm. 100%. Mm-hmm. No different with Diddy and Shine, because people always leave Shine out. Why do people leave out the fact that Jennifer Lopez was scared of Diddy because Diddy pop out allegedly that person in the club, and Shine took the weapon? So Shine took the rap for Diddy. Why don't people talk about that? Shine didn't allegedly pop out nobody. That was Diddy. And Shine took the rap. Jennifer Lopez allegedly had the weapon. Diddy took the weapon out her purse, pop out the purse, handed the weapon to Shine. Shine took the rap. Diddy was never tested for any gunshot residue or anything. None of that. Shine was charged with it because he had it. Like, he didn't do anything. He didn't do that. Allegedly. He took the rap for Diddy. And allegedly, that's why Diddy took care of him and made sure that he was fine. Allegedly. But they still got that beef too. I mean, so yeah. I'm like, yeah, okay. But no, he didn't do it. Allegedly, did he? And that's what scared Jennifer. That's why Jennifer took that opportunity, because what scared her is that Diddy did it. So any threat that he was making at that time to J-Lo, I'm sure that's why she felt like he may carry out on it. Like, I really need to get out of here. I really need to go. Mm-hmm. And notice Diddy has a pattern. He does these to these women, and then he makes songs about it. Yesterday, we read an article on Alex Fine, Cassie's husband, that responded to Diddy by saying that he was a part of the LGBTQ in the closet, a girl, because he was responding to Diddy's song that they made about Cassie called Gotta Move On. He did I Need a Girl for Jennifer Lopez. I need a girl. I need a girl. That was about Jennifer Lopez. It was about Jennifer Lopez. And notice all the songs that Jennifer was getting about, that she was getting, was about Diddy. Ain't It Funny? Ashanti wrote it, but that's about Diddy. I really wish you wouldn't see me. You're trying to make me sit and reminisce. Trying to pop in with your bling bling. I thought I told you love don't cost a thing. She basically saying, like, you still bothering me. Leave me alone. I hope you realize that I'm through and I don't ever want to hear from you. Like, this is literally like the artists picked these songs. Okay, they picked these songs. Jennifer picked that song because it's speaking to her life. That's why a lot of artists choose songs. They choose based off how the song moves them. Most people don't sing music they don't believe in. So, Love Don't Cost a Thing was first. It's about money. It's about Diddy. When you rode up in the Escalade, saw the W gave to the valet, knew that it was game when you looked at me. But who you think she talking about? Raising up a toe, so I would notice you, but you hard to miss. Think you ought to know. Like, where's my keys? I got to go. Like, she talking about him. All that matters is that you treat me right, give me all the things I need that money can't buy. She's talking about Diddy. Like, and then she did Ain't It Funny? She said, I really wish you wouldn't send me gifts. Like, I wish you would leave me alone. Like, all the girls that sing about him, they don't want nothing to do with him. All they songs is get away from me. Leave me alone is what they songs be. Stop buying me stuff. Like, leave me alone. Go away. Go away. Go away. Seriously. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. So, yeah. And he always makes these songs. He just made this song about Kim Porter. Like, Stop. He like this is what he do. He does it like he knows. Like he made the song "I Need a Girl." You know Jennifer Lopez don't want nothing to do with you. Cassie was married with on her with a kid too. When he just made this song, "Gotta Move On." What do you mean you gotta move on? This dude on stage still thanking her. He got Carisha in the audience with a poppy a sign, but he on stage thanking Cassie. What? How does this make any sense? You on stage, he literally on stage thanking his mom, Cassie, thanking Cassie for, like she said, dark times. He thanking her for being there through the dark times. All of that. They wanted to get she married. He's still at her. Still at her. I'm like, wow. Wow. Wow, what a go. Like literally. Let's keep reading. Okay, where are we, Mr. No, it's cute. Okay. So yeah, he was supposed to be like a father figure to her. Upon signing with Bad Boy Records, Miss Ventura was quickly thrust into fame. Mr. Combs' recognition and glorification of Mrs. Ventura's naivety, girl, proved to set the groundwork for his manipulation and coercive romantic and sexual relationship with Miss Ventura, a woman nearly 2 decades his senior. Within a year of signing with Bad Boy Records, Mr. Combs became deeply entrenched in Mrs. Ventura's life, almost immediately asserting possession and control over her, and inserting himself into all aspects of her career and her personal life. In November 2006, Mr. Combs invited Mrs. Ventura to perform his song "Come to Me" along with him at the MTV European Awards, not VMAs, EMAs, in Copenhagen, Denmark. After rehearsal for the performance, Mr. Combs walked around in a robe with a drink in his hand, flaunting his lavish party lifestyle to his label's newly signed artist. During hair and makeup leading to the performance, Mrs. Ventura's hairstylist and Mr. Combs' makeup artist told Miss Ventura that Mr. Combs was interested in Mrs. Ventura. When Mrs. Ventura shrugged off the gossip and in fact expressed disgust, giving the large age gap between her and the president of the record label. Okay. Now Cassie don't like men 2 decades her senior. She only like them at least 1. Okay, because how she expressed and discussed Cassie, girl, when your current man at the time, Ryan Leslie, was almost 10 years older than you, girl. That ain't that bad. But 20, so my girl, 20 is just like so but 10, you're talking. But 20, so my girl. So that's what that word. Now with Diddy approaching her, well, not approaching her, having the makeup artist and whatnot, let her know, like, hey, he's interested in you. This is how y'all get caught up. You know, like while all the other people were R. Kelly, you know, they're getting charged with trafficking, you know, and stuff like that too, is because this is y'all being involved with certain things like that. When y'all introducing people, trying to hook people up, you know, and all of that stuff, you are now a part of it. Literally. You're going from being a bystander to now being involved. When you're like, hey, this older male, you know, that we all work for, our boss wants you, you know. Now, one thing I want y'all to pay attention to, this was in 2006. Okay. He was literally in a relationship with Kim Porter. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. Almost 600 people in the building. Please hit the like. He was in a relationship with Kim Porter at this time. They didn't break up until 2007. This is 2006. And he's telling Cassie that he is interested in her, while in a whole relationship, got a whole family at home. Kim, multiple children, 3, 4 kids, you know, all of this stuff. And he in a whole relationship. So I believe at that moment in time, Cassie didn't know Diddy's background. Like she didn't know who his significant other was, you know, and all of that stuff. It was more so at this point, just like business, you know, like it's just I'm worried about the music, you know, and all this stuff. I don't really care to get to know his family or who he's with and anything, because I do believe Cassie when she says that she had no interest. She didn't have any interest in him. So when you have an interest in a person, that's when you start to figure those things out. Like if they're married, if they're this, if they're that, you want to know those things. Like, oh, they single or, you know, da, 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 da. But Cassie shrugged it off because why would she take him, want her seriously when he already met her man? When he already met her man, why would she take that seriously? Like, he know I got a man. Like, he met him. He met us together because the track was Ryan. So to get the track, Diddy can't get the track without Ryan. He can't get the track through Cassie. It wasn't hers, it's Ryan's. So you had to have met Ryan to have met Cassie. And at that time, Cassie was grown. So with Cassie being grown and dating Ryan, why would she take you serious when you're saying you want to be with her? You know she got a man. You know she do. He didn't care. And why he didn't care? Because he had a whole woman. He was in a relationship with Kim. This is 2006. They didn't publicly split until 2007. So I'm like, I don't blame her for not taking him serious. You know, I would have shrugged it off too. And be like, oh, girl, I ain't trying to, because Diddy's not saying it. The makeup artists and whatnot, they're saying it to her. So this is a rumor, you know, at this point in time. You know, it's not like he walking up to me telling me that he feeling me, that he want to be with me. Like that, no. They're telling me that he has an interest in me. And I don't care. I don't care because I got a man. Like I'm not interested. And she probably, just like 4 or 5 of the other women that have came forward, was not attracted to Diddy. You know, narcissists hate rejection. So she wasn't attracted to him. She didn't say, you know, oh yeah, you know, he was handsome and whatnot. You know, I was digging him and whatnot, but you know, I was in a relationship. She didn't say that. She said she looked at it in disgust, like, ugh, the audacity. Like, I mean, I get that you're rich and everything, but gross. Gross. Yeah. So why is Cassie speaking out? I would say good question, but it's not. To me, anytime something has happened to you, there is no schedule. You do not get to tell a victim when to speak. And I'm not even saying that people that are asking the question are saying it like that, but it can come across that way. It's already really hard for a person to come forward and state traumas and things that they have been through, because it's hard. A lot of them it's hard for them to even come to terms with it. So then when they do get to the point to where they are ready to speak, I don't feel that we should be asking them why. Instead, we should be congratulating them on their courage, because it's already hard enough to talk about it at all. But to talk about it and to be somebody as big as Diddy, to bring up someone to where you know you're going to get flack, or people are just not going to believe you, or the number one thing a person is going to say is that this is a money grab. $30 million. Cassie is rich. Okay. She's no billionaire, but she's rich. Cassie is well off. Okay. Not to mention, a lot of us are just finding out about this, right? Diddy been knew that this was in the works. And the rumor mill has it that he tried to give her a handsome payoff to not take this into court. So I honestly feel that it has nothing to do with money. I think she just wants her story out there. I honestly don't think she even cares if she wins. She just wants it talked about. She just wants it out there, is what it gives, because this is Diddy. So with a high probability, with the power that he has, the money he has, and the attorneys that he gonna have that he got on this case already, that you're not going to win. So I really don't feel like it's about money. And if it was, I feel that it would be way more than $30 million, because she could sue for way more than that. She absolutely could. So 30 million is nothing, because when you settle, you're settling lower. You're not settling higher. So $30 million, that's in this day and age, in the Richland, that's not much. They're $30 million homes. There's $5 million cars. So I mean, it's a cute chunk of money, but hell, even Cardi B and them was, I mean, they lawsuit was around there, 3-4 million, So I mean, I really don't feel that is that. And the statute of limitation is about to be up on it. So with the statute of limitation being up, there's nothing that she could do about this. If this was about money, she could just write a book. She wouldn't have to sue. She could just write a book, because people are going to believe it no matter what. But if she would have wrote a book, what do you think Diddy would have did? Sued her. So I feel like she's doing that now. Let's get all of this out of the way. Let's get all of this out of the way. Who knows? Maybe she wants to write a book in the future, or something like that. If she's ready to speak, she's ready to speak. A victim's journey to healing, to get to the point, and healing is being able to speak of it. Because so many victims, not only have they never told anyone, they've never even spoke it out loud, like into existence. They suppress it that much. So I just feel like we shouldn't be worried about. I don't care when someone says something. I'm just glad that they spoke. I'm just glad that she did, and there's plenty of proof to back what she is saying, and other witnesses and other victims that have went through these things too, and just not have the courage or be brave enough to fight this battle. So that's why people like Don Richard and so many other people from Bad Boy are coming forward, like, you're really brave, for doing this, because I'm sure they've had their own discrepancies and whatnot with Diddy, and just not being brave enough to be able to do it. And a lot of other women that aren't famous, and whatnot, even the L prostitutes, and whatnot, even other male rap stars or singers, or whatnot, that may have been affected by him in some way, shape, or form, always feared coming forward. A person like Cassie is a champion, if you ask me, because these things happened. That's why that matter to me. I don't care nothing about no money. I don't care nothing about none of that. And I really don't feel that Cassie does either, because it would have been way more. Way more. Diddy is a billionaire. $30 million. Billionaire. She could be trying to sue him for everything he's worth. Honestly. 30 million is what she felt like is good enough to get into the federal court, all of that stuff, for it to be taken seriously, when that's a good number, to get it taken seriously. And if she didn't do this now, this year, she wouldn't have been able to do it by this year. If she didn't do it, it would have been over. If she would have waited until 2024, she wouldn't have been able to do anything. So I'm proud of her. I shout out to her. I think this is a wonderful thing of her being able to come to terms with it, because this is why so many people be so effed up. Not everybody survives, and Cassie did. All of the substances and whatnot that Diddy had her on, she was being built to be strung out, like other actresses and whatnot, that just, you see them and models and singers and stuff like that. You see them and then you just kind of just don't, because of all the things that they're going through and the things that they've been introduced to. So he set her up for destruction, for her to go down a path being addicted to so many different things and whatnot. And she made it. So I'm happy for her. And not only that, look at her other side. Her other side is marriage and having children and being able to have a healthy relationship with her mom and her family and whatnot. And, not bringing all that, not always constantly worried about her and concerned. And, although they get to watch the grandbabies grow up, they're not somewhere secluded, in some home, and they rarely ever see them or only see them on social media, and all of that. Like, she's not a prisoner anymore. So I'm proud of her. I'm happy for her. I commend her. I would support Cassie in any way. And the reason why is because this is brave. This is a very scary thing still. So she's not out of the woods because she's making this public. Anything can happen to that girl. Anything. If she knows that he blew up somebody's car just for talking to her, you don't think she's worried about the safety of her husband, the safety of her children, the safety of her? These things are very dangerous. Just coming forward and telling your truth is dangerous, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be dangerous. But everything that happens in the dark comes to the light. No one is too big or too small to see justice. No one. No one. And although it's sad that this happens in our community, because it's like we don't want to down our Black people and condemn our Black people and throw our Black people away, we absolutely do not. But if they're doing these things, they deserve to be thrown away. This be Black people problem. A lot of times we like to hold on to horrible entities because it's Black. Like, then that's when all the excuses start coming up. Well, what about this white person and that person and this person and that person and they did this and they did that? What about Elvis? He's dead. Talking about the guy that's deceased. She's talking about him. What about Harvey Weinstein? Did he just do a motion picture? Is he nominated for an Oscar? Like, yeah, let's not make excuses for these people. Absolutely huge fan of Robert Sylvester Kelly. Throw him away. Throw him away. I don't care nothing about his skin color. I don't care. I want that out of our community so they can stop hurting these people. With R. Kelly being behind bars, so many girls have been able to that, because how I look at the future, you never know when a person's going to enter. Just like with Cassie. She didn't know that Diddy was a part of her future. She didn't know it until it happened, right? So for the greater good, if you get rid of a person like him, there's so many unsuspecting people that could have been saved, like the Carishas and, other people that may be going through certain things with him. You can protect them by getting rid of him because these are monsters. So they'll go until the wheels fall off. They'll go until the wheels fall off. Diddy will not stop being a monster until he's being placed in a casket, until his last heartbeat. So he's going to continue to destroy lives and all of that stuff. So a person like Cassie has the power to end it because he won't. Surviving R. Kelly women, they have the power to end it because Robert wasn't. He wasn't going to end it. He was going to continue. So a lot of young women that would have been affected by him now aren't being, and that's a wonderful thing. It's wonderful. It's amazing. That's why these women get to pat themselves on the back. Whether they told the truth or whether they lied, oh well, it happened. A lie does not dictate the truth. It does not. So because this one lied, all of them dead. No, all it takes is one. That's it. We don't need 50 victims. All we need is one. This is the problem now, that it takes hundreds, basically, it got to take hundreds of people to come forward for it to be taken seriously when that one person should have been enough. It shouldn't take all of this. It literally should not. It literally shouldn't, but let's keep reading. Do not ask me why now again, Diddy. Go ask Cassie. I'm not suing you. Like, you're weird. You keep saying why now, like I have the lawsuit. Like I don't have the best. I promise you. I don't have the lawsuit. I really don't. Diddy's living his best life. Oh, sure. Diddy hasn't posted in days. I don't know. Because when he living his best life, he show us. He's always been, you know, chauvinistic. We're not going to make him modest now. He's never been modest. As quiet as he's been since Keefy D got arrested. I can't tell. He ain't posted in days. Nothing. But he happy. Okay. He ain't posted since he sat over there with Babyface lying on Kim Porter, not knowing that we was going to be able to use that against him because we is. Right. That's why, girl. Girl. Okay. I don't know about all that. But let's keep going. Tell him to post. Tell him to post that he happy. I bet he won't. Mr. Combs also ensured he was intertwined with Mrs. Ventura's personal and social life. For instance, by inviting himself to Mrs. Ventura's 21st birthday party in Las Vegas. This is what y'all see. Mm-hmm. You see Cassie has liquor in her hand. That's how you know she's 21. Mm. Absolutely. Yeah. But he just showed up. He also brought along famous musicians and producers, thereby flaunting his celebrity and status influence in front of the young, impressionable Miss Ventura. So he basically came to try to show up her boyfriend, Ryan. Although Mr. Combs knew that Ventura was in a relationship at the time, again, let's read that again. Although Mr. Combs knew that Mrs. Ventura was in a relationship at the time. So I'm just saying, because you know, I am not me. So gays, please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. I mean, you know how it goes. So let's keep going. So girl knew she was in a relationship at the time, and even though he was publicly in a relationship with Kim Porter, again, and even though he was in a public was publicly in a relationship with Kim Porter, Mr. Combs nevertheless pursued Mrs. Ventura. After an after party in a hotel suite following Mrs. Ventura's 21st birthday party, Mr. Combs pulled Mrs. Ventura into a bathroom and forcibly kissed her. Mrs. Ventura did not consent to this unwanted contact. She immediately ran out of the bathroom and out of the hotel suite and cried. She also told her best friend at the time about what happened, but was too scared to tell anyone else. At the Video Music Awards the following day, Mrs. Ventura's boyfriend at the time joined her and Mr. Combs at a table at the award ceremony. Mr. Combs became angry, telling Mrs. Ventura that the invitation to the award ceremony was only for her and not for her significant other. Just like her party invitation was for her man and not you. But she was still there. I'm sure she brought her man because the night before you kissed her and she didn't want you touching on her. So she brought her man to remind you, like, ooh, leave me alone. I got a man. I don't want you. So yeah, I can definitely believe that. Despite her clear rejection of Mr. Combs' advances, Mr. Combs continued to demand Mrs. Ventura spend time with him, including for a weekend at Mr. Combs' residence in Miami and 4 nights out in New York City. On one particular night around September 2007, Mr. Combs insisted on taking Mrs. Ventura out. Mrs. Ventura, fearing that rejecting Mr. Combs' request would have repercussions for her album deal with Mr. Combs and his company, Bad Boy Records. Mr. Combs picked Mrs. Ventura up from her apartment in Manhattan in a blue luxury vehicle. Mrs. Ventura was surprised that when she got in the car, Mr. Combs was already inebriated. He handed her a pill and told her to take it. Mrs. Ventura asked what the pill was. Mr. Combs dismissed her and told her that she would like it. She later learned that it was ecstasy, something Mrs. Ventura had never tried before and did not want to try. This was the first time Mr. Combs got Mrs. Ventura high. Mr. Combs then proceeded to drive recklessly at a very high speeds down the West Side Highway of Manhattan. Mrs. Ventura was very scared, but did not dare to object to Mr. Combs, who appeared drunk and agitated. Mr. Combs took Mrs. Ventura to an upscale lounge in downtown Manhattan, where he proceeded to get in an altercation with security staff who would not permit Mr. Combs to enter, presumably because he was belligerent. Mrs. Ventura decided to go home, but for the remainder of the night, Mr. Combs messaged Mrs. Ventura a lot, complaining that he left. I'm sure it was she complaining that he left him high and alone. Well, why did I say he? Maybe he meant to call a dude and call her. Complaining that he left him high and alone. That's what it's saying. In early fall 2007, Mr. Combs flexed his power and influence when he paid a promoter to create a fake flyer for a party hosted by Mrs. Ventura. This fake posting allowed Miss Ventura to have an excuse to go to Miami, Florida, and get away from her boyfriend by using the guise of a legitimate event she had to attend. Miss Ventura was stunned at how easily Mr. Combs was able to recruit others to lie for him. Now, I don't see what was to be shocked about, because, I mean, he's going to say jump, and the people he's talking to is going to say how high. That's just what that word. That's just what that word. You know, they're going to say how high. So for him to make this flyer, the flyer wasn't just for Ryan. The flyer was also for Kim, because again, he was still in a relationship with Kim Porter. Okay, 2007 is the year that they broke up. So they were still together, right? The final breakup with Kim Porter came because of Cassie, and not in a negative way, from what I gathered. From how I gathered, Kim was over it. Diddy was pursuing Cassie. So at that moment in time, Diddy did not mind publicly saying that he was no longer with Kim. But Kim was still in prison. She absolutely was. We're getting into our hour and a half mark, and we have to go over to coffee. Again, because I promised another coffee show, so I'm a busy bee. But we will be back again tomorrow with 2 more shows on YouTube, where we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty with all of this. So Diddy was still in a relationship with Kim. And while he was still in this relationship with her, he broke up with her publicly because he wanted to go public with Cassie. Here was the problem. Cassie was still with Ryan. This is when the laptop in 2007 was stolen, Ryan's laptop. It was stolen because Diddy needed that set information inside of the computer to get him to stay away from Cassie. Okay? All this happened in 2007, right? When the computer came up missing, all of that stuff. So he wanted to go public with Cassie. So his plan was, I'm going to force Ryan to get away from her. And then after I force him away, she's going to be mine. But since she's got a name for herself now, you know, her album, number 4 on the charts, you know, all this stuff. Since she got a name for herself now, I want to go public so people know in the public not to pursue her. So all these new artists and stuff like that, or the bad boy artists, that they was on Cassie. Like, she's a beautiful girl. So they were on it. You know, other artists, not even on back, not on back, other record labels and all that stuff. Like, they wanted her. They, you know, were after her, after Cassie. So he wanted it public, you know, that we're together, so everybody know to keep their hands off. Don't even look at her like she mine. She belonged to me. But that was hard to do when everybody had that perception already of Kim Porter. So everybody knew to leave her alone. Everybody knew not to touch her. You see Beyonce, that's Jay-Z. You know, so you know not to, you know, approach her. You know, like in that regard, because she's spoken for. So publicly, he wanted Kim Porter denounced. He wanted it so that everybody knew that they were no longer together. Okay? He did that publicly. And then publicly announced the same year in 2007 that he and Cassie were an item. in 2007, but he was still controlling Kim. So again, publicly, us, the world, we're thinking that they're done, but they weren't. And they weren't done because they were in a relationship. They were done because they weren't done because they weren't in a relationship anymore. They weren't done because he would not leave Kim alone. In order for Kim to live the lifestyle that she lives, she had to live it only with him, only underneath him. She's not allowed to like leave and go live her own life and go find her own man. Like she can't Nicole Murphy the situation. You know, when Nicole Murphy and Eddie Murphy divorced, they divorced. Like it was over. Everybody knew that they weren't together. Everybody knew that, I mean, besides her not changing her last name, she just decided to keep her last name Murphy. But we saw Nicole dating. We saw her with other people. She got married. She was with Michael, you know, the football player and whatnot, the newscaster. And when she dated him publicly, they were engaged at one point, I believe. You know, and all that she did to show Hollywood Divas, or not Hollywood Divas, Hollywood Exes. And whatnot. So we got to see her. Never with Kim. Basically, after Kim got taken from Albie Shore, because that's what Diddy did, just like Cassie. Just like Cassie, it's the same thing. Kim was with Albie Shore. They did not break up. Diddy forced them apart. Forced them. But in Albie Shore's case, he took Albie Shore's son too, even adopted Quincy. Now that is dirty. That is dirty. Not only did he take his girl, he took his son and adopted him and made Quincy turn his back on his own father. Thinking that he was a bad guy and that he didn't want to be there for him and that he wasn't in his life. He's not allowed to be. That's why I always looked at Quincy and I'm just like, I wonder if he like, no, that your father wasn't a bad father because like, no, because he's a good dad to his other kids. I'll be sure he has 3 children. Not just Quincy. He has 3 kids. And he's a good father to his other children. He was not allowed to be a good father to Quincy. He was told to stay away from Quincy. He was not allowed to be. That's why Diddy even adopted him. He forced that upon Kim. Kim didn't want to do that. And you can tell she didn't. Because when they were Kendall later on in life, Albie Shore never did anything to Kim. Like he didn't do anything to her. He was madly in love with her. Madly. Still to this day. Still loves her. Madly in love with her. And then the crazy thing about it is Ryan Leslie, even with one of the recent interviews that he just did like what, a year or 2 ago, he still loves Cassie. After all of these years, he still loves her. Because he knows it. We didn't break up. He know what's up. He know what's up. It wasn't I couldn't have you because we didn't choose each other, or you didn't choose me and I didn't choose you. You weren't allowed to choose. You weren't given that option. And it's the same thing with Albie Shore and Kim. He removed her from a family that she was creating. Kim Porter did not want Diddy. No, she did not. No different than Cassie. She did not want him. No, she didn't. She didn't want him. That was forced. He wanted her. Same thing with Cassie. She did not want him. It's definitely a pattern of this behavior. And then to break up with Kim and she's still no public relationships like ever. If she wasn't with Diddy, then she was just alone her whole life. If you think about it, Kim Porter dated Albie Shore, was ripped out of their relationships in the 90s, was with Diddy, broke up with Diddy in 2007 when he was cheating on her with Cassie. They broke up publicly, and then she never had a relationship after that. because Kim and Diddy never got back together publicly. They never got back together. They didn't. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. They never got. Mm-hmm. Correct. 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 No, that is why I'll be sure stay married to Kim so that Kim didn't have to marry Diddy. He wasn't giving Diddy that. He wasn't giving Diddy that. That's because you got to think about that too with them being married. How in the was Diddy able to adopt Quincy? I'll be sure never abandoned his son. And to adopt, that means Quincy or I'll be sure would have to give up his rights to his child. He never did. Honestly, that's the truth. How did you do that? How? I'm like, how did you adopt him? If because they were married, so that gives him even more power and domain over having a relationship with his son. So you adopt Quincy. How? Because I always felt like Diddy was lying because Quincy's last name is Brown, not Combs. I'm like, if you adopted him, then why is his last name not Combs? When Corey Bierman, Kim Zolciak's husband, adopted her children, she changed her last name to Bierman immediately. Quincy's last name is Brown. That's Albie Shore's last name. Father. Kim's last name is Porter. It's not Quincy Porter. It's Quincy Brown. Okay. So he has his father's last name. How did he adopt him, but leave the last name Brown? And I'm like, I'm confused. I'm like, how did you adopt him? Because he said he legally adopted him. I'm like, no, you couldn't have. Like, you couldn't have, because why would he want to keep his last name? He would definitely want to be a Combs. All of your other kids are Combs. All of his other kids are Combs. His twins, all of that. Justin Combs. All of that, all their last names are Combs. Quincy is the only one whose last name isn't Combs. He's a Brown. So I feel like that's why I'll be sure didn't do the divorce and whatnot so that he could keep that some type of legal to his son, some type of right to his kid. And Diddy raised him, his son lavished Quincy in gifts and all of that stuff, and always made sure that Quincy had just the best of this and the best of that to make it to distract him from his father. Mm-hmm. You live like us. So with you living like us and with us, out of sight, out of mind. It wasn't that his dad didn't want to be there. It's not that at all. I'll be sure hates Diddy. He ruined his life. I'll be sure saw life with Kim Porter. He planned on having a family with her, more children, all of that. And I think she planned that too. I do. I don't think Kim Porter left, I'll be sure. She was ripped away. Forced. Mm-hmm. Forced is how I feel. Just like Cassie. She never chose Diddy. She was never even attracted to him. She never wanted him. I mean, just because somebody, you may be a person that finds somebody's money attractive, but that's a lonely life. Like a Carisha, and whatnot. That's a lonely life. So to have a man that has everything, but you don't want the man. It's different when you're attracted to somebody and they have everything. So it's like if you're dating like a rich person that you're attracted to, that's going to last. But to just be dating somebody that's rich, that you're literally not attracted to, you don't enjoy, you don't even really want to be bothered with, all you're here is just for is like the money, your favorite part is leaving, that's a very lonely life. Because then when you're trying to build something with somebody else, when you meet somebody that you're actually interested in and whatnot, you have all these obligations to this other person. So it's kind of like Cassie. When she would meet someone that she was interested in, she knew her obligation. So that's why she wouldn't even try to get close to anybody or date anybody, because she knew she wasn't allowed. Because when she did, you know, all of a sudden cars blowing up in driveways and, you know, and all of that. So what would be the point? Shout out to Alex Fine. I think Alex Fine is a good man. I don't think he's perfect. I don't think anybody's perfect. But I think Alex Fine has to be a good man, because for her to feel safe enough with him to come forward and do this, because most people would have just let it go, because a lot of people already have. A lot of people Diddy has done this too. And I think that's why he sits so comfortably, because they have this like God-like mentalities where they really feel like, you know, they're God. They pick and choose what happens, who lives, who doesn't, who eats, who doesn't, who's rich, who's not, you know, they get to, you know, feel that way. And I think that that's what gets Diddy off, is control. Because again, what do you give the person that has everything? Like, he has everything. There's nothing he can't buy. But you can't buy emotion. You can't buy loyalty. You can't. Because if you're paying me to protect you, if somebody wants to pay me more, I'm going to take it. So that's not very loyal, is it? So you can't buy it. Okay? You can't buy loyalty. There's no such thing. So, but you can't force it. You can have someone so afraid of you to where they're loyal. I kind of look at it as like hurting a dog or an animal or something. They're so afraid of you that they listen. Like, be shaken and whatnot. Like when you raise your voice and you're like, they're already shaking, you know, and whatnot, just because of what you've done, you know, to them, or what you will do to them. So yeah. But this is part one. We will be back tomorrow and read more, because it's going to get a lot heavier. And again, I like to do it in doses, because again, it's a lot of information. It's a lot of information. Thank you all so much for being here. I think we've hit. Let me check while we're here. Hold on. Yes, we hit 121K. Shout out to us. Oh my goodness, we're at 121K. Yay! So we're at 121K. Super excited about that. I'm so happy. Look at us growing. Yes, Lord. Please like and subscribe if you have not already. We will be back tomorrow with these breakdowns. I hope y'all enjoying them. Y'all keep telling me to go live, so y'all must be enjoying them. So I'm assuming you guys are having a good time. Learning a lot, I should say, because we're full of information over here, and we bring receipts. Okay, we're gonna show you what we're talking about, make it tangible, versus to just sitting here just talking. So yeah, so I love you guys. We're gonna go on coffee. We're gonna be on coffee in about, give me like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And then we'll be live on coffee, but we will be back tomorrow. Even with hot topics too. We'll be back with those too. So I love you guys. I love you guys. I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.